Hi, welcome back to the Knit for Brains podcast. I'm Laura Brady.
I'm Karen Miller.
This is episode 88. We come to you from Bradley, Illinois, which is about 60 miles south of Chicago, even though some people think we're Chicago.
At least some people think they know where we're at.
We are a crafting, sewing, knitting, crocheting, embroidery, pretty much whatever we decide, podcast.
Yep. For the day.
For the day. You can find, we do have a Ravelry group, Knit for Brains podcast. Also, we are on Instagram. And then there is the Knit for Brains Designs Etsy store. Then you can find Karen
On Instagram and Ravelry as Loopy Stitcher. I also have a pattern underneath Loopy Stitcher Designs. And then that's it.
Okay. And I forgot to mention we do have a Facebook group as well. Yeah. Not a whole lot of activity in there, but there's a group.
Yep.
Oh, I thought
Did
something was
shadow come up and try to catch you.
It felt like something was falling, and I thought I forgot to take the shovels and stuff. Okay, this is just going to be a crazy one. I'm going to tell you that right now because it took us forever to even start because we were giggling.
Yeah.
And coughing and, you know.
So she jinxed herself because she said this is going to be a short one.
Yeah. Not a whole lot today to show, but we'll go ahead and get the shop stuff out of the way. Since I've recorded last, I've done, I don't know, 3 or 4 shop updates?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Quite a few.
So we did one the other day. I have a couple bags left is all, so I'll go ahead and show those because I haven't shown them on here yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do know I was on hold because I was on my out of interface, and it just got delivered today. Well, part of my order got delivered
You were
today.
on hold and you still had 3 updates since then? Okay.
Well, now I'm to the point, if you look at my sewing table, Karen, you can see bags are cut out.
Yeah.
And they're partially ironed, but I had no interface, so I couldn't continue. So I was on hold a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It came in today. So the plan is, as long as everything goes well, I will be. I don't know what day for sure, whether it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be doing another shop update.
Mm-hmm.
I will do once I put the bags in the shop, I will do a post on Instagram. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. That way you do get those updates. Also, if you go to Etsy and follow the shop, you will get notifications then anytime I list anything in there. So there we go. I can tell you that the next batch of bags coming out are gnome bags. And they're really, really cute.
Sam.
Okay, so what I have left is not much. You guys are keeping me busy. I guess I should unsock bags first. I only have 2 of them left. I mean, there's other stuff in the shop, but it's stuff that I've shown on the podcast before, so I'm not going to bore you to tears. I feel like I'm way over today for some reason. Okay, so this is a new one that I listed in the shop the other day. I don't remember what the inside is, but now I do. It is gray with the white polka dots. This is a sock size bag. It's good for socks, hats, mitts, basically a little one skeiner. So there's that one. And then if you've been with us for a while, you'll recognize this next fabric because I've had it before in the shop. And I brought it back because, things are closed. So it's time to work through the stash.
There you go.
The Spyro, which I always loved this fabric. And the inside fabric is really, really cute. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah. Looks like a purple galaxy.
Mm-hmm. So there's just one of those. And then I do... See, I knew something was falling.
Okay, well, then it wasn't.
It was just next to me instead of behind me.
Okay.
And then I have both of those fabrics in medium zippered bags. So there's that one there. I have 2 of those.
Somebody was a Doctor Who fan.
And then I have 2 of those in the medium zippered. So that's the new stuff that you guys haven't seen yet if you haven't been visiting the shop. Okay, there goes more stuff. And then, because we were asked and we did add more, the drill adapter for the Stanwood ball winder is in the shop, and they're actually blue this time. There goes more stuff. They're actually blue this time. So,
at least it's not loud. It's just like a slippery
there are
pillow sound.
So there are some of those in there as well. I don't know. Oh, it's bags of yarn.
It's not like you. Usually it's all...
Well, this is like the Michaels DK, like that big huge.
From when you got it.
Before we went on Shelter In, I had to run and get more DK.
Yeah, you went for one DK and you ended up with,
10.
yeah, because it was on clearance. Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing like a sale.
FOs. Y'all. Zero. Well, we got jinxed. I'm just going to say it right now.
Yeah.
Kevin.
I felt pressure.
Kevin from Needles at the Ready mentioned in the podcast how I'm always like, oh, I didn't get much done, but I've got this and I've got this finished. I only finished 2 things. But I have done a lot of sewing. And one of the items that I did finish was a lot of knitting. So, it's okay.
I got a lot of knitting done. I just didn't get anything finished.
My first one I managed to finish is the cardigan. I was knitting for Peanut. Oh, which reminds me. After I show my 2 FOs, remind me to show Peanut's FO.
Okay. Reminder to show Peanut's FO.
We'll forget. And then I use, speaking of the Joy DK, that's what I was using for the sweater. It's called Tropical. I gotten 2 skeins of this one, and I did pretty good using it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit left. Add that to the Brittany pile. So I finished her little cardigan, and I left the markers, so you can see I was there last time. So I finished all that, the sleeves, and then I had to go ahead, then I had to pick up the front bands, which no, I did not do it as a button band. So it's more of a just open cardigan. It has the little design on the front of it.
That's cute.
So she's going to look really cute in that. She's going to be so excited. I'll see her tomorrow. And she'll get it, because she's always so thrilled when she gets a new sweater. Last time she would not put it down the whole time I was there. Like I tried to put it back in the bag, you know, so because her mom hadn't even seen it yet. And she kept pointing and pointing and pointing until I would just take it out. Okay, my nails don't work with these. Can you get that out of there?
Yeah.
Sometimes if it's not like the lobster claws, I have trouble sometimes working with my nails. That's why I do prefer the like the lever backs, which a lot of times I'll just...
That's so adorable.
Sometimes there's not an option to get the lever back ones, but after I purchase them, I switch them over to them.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting on an order of those to come in too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I go through a lot of them with the shop, because every order I always put the business card with a little progress keeper on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I ordered a bunch of charms this last week. I ordered some more lever backs. Ordered some more packaging stuff.
Busy beaver.
Yes. I ordered something else for the shop, so there's going to be a new... I don't want to say a new bag, but a new twist on a bag that we currently have. So, which I'm very excited about.
Cool.
All right, so number 2. Cozy Up Knits, Midnight at Coble. And I left the progress keeper in this one too, so you guys could see how much I had worked on this. in case you forgot. So the blue is Lollipop Girl Yarns, who's also Laura the Crochet and Hoovian. Colorway is turquoise. It's gonna be one of those days. Turquoise. I said so. I'm gonna have to do something with this before the next podcast, obviously. And then the gray sparkled. I know it's Treasure Goddess. I don't remember the name of it. Pieces of 8. I would have never remembered that.
Yeah.
That doesn't even. Yeah. Doesn't trigger any thoughts. So. Oh. I have a thing on the bag. That's what the noise was. Okay, so.
This colorway, these two colors together are beautiful.
This is how much I had done last time. Okay, I finished the whole thing. It is not blocked.
Crap.
So when it gets blocked, it is going to grow quite a bit more. So that was a whole lot of knitting.
Yeah. I'd say so.
A lot of knitting, guys.
Must really like that pattern.
I think it came out beautiful.
Yeah.
This is actually going to be gifted to somebody, so I will get it blocked.
Very pretty.
Before it goes. I won't say when it's going to be blocked, because you know how I am. Well, this is going to take a lot of mats, too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to almost move my living room table from being in the center of the room over to, like, where the treadmill is, so I can, yeah. Because I don't like it to put my blocking mats too close to the rabbit, because she's messy.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Karen will tell you that.
Yep.
That rabbit really creates a mess.
She's noisy.
And she likes to throw poo-poo.
Yeah.
So,
attitude.
that's usually because she wants food.
Yep.
Those were my 2 FOs. Like I said, this one was quite a lot of knitting, so it took up a lot of time. Plus, I was working on a new design this week, which I spent a lot of time on as well. Peanuts FO.
I do not feel worthy.
Okay. So I went over, well, Brett and I both went over to Alicia's house last night. Well, yesterday afternoon. Her husband had said, what were we doing for Mother's Day? I'm like, well, there's not really a whole lot we can do, you know.
Yeah.
So he decided that he was going to order food, and we go over there for dinner, and Brett hadn't seen Peanut in a while, other than, like, FaceTime. Whereas I'm over there 2 and 3 times a week babysitting, so Peanut made me a Mother's Day gift. Alisha didn't get video. I wish she would have, because I can just kind of picture
She videos everything.
I know.
What the heck?
She was like, I was so mad when it was all done. So basically, Alisha had done a curbside pickup and was able to get some canvas and paints and stuff. And she took some tape and taped out on the canvas, put paint, like blobs of paint on the canvas, and then put it into a Ziploc bag.
Mm-hmm.
And Peanut got to sit there and paint the canvas. Okay.
Without having a mess.
Without having a mess.
That's kind of
cool. I mean,
cool.
I'm sure it was pretty messy when they had to take the canvas out.
Yeah.
Peanut was so proud of it. Alicia said that she was carrying it around. And
Hopefully when it was dry, she was carrying it around.
So, this is Peanut's FO for Grandma. Look how cute, guys. She was so proud of her artwork. So, yeah, even Peanut had an FO, Karen.
There you go. Smart Alex.
You know I had to tease you.
I know.
So I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put this at, but just kind of wanted to show it. Sinuses. Mm-hmm. Pollen count has been so stinking high, and the weather can't make up its mind.
No.
We had a freeze warning the other night after it having been almost 70 degrees, and it's like...
Imagine tonight we're going to have another one.
No.
Freezing out there, and surprised it isn't snowing. Crazy.
There's other areas right now that are getting snow, because I saw a post on Facebook that they, like, made into this silly thing about for Mother's Day, you know, kind of thing. Okay, so we have another Well, actually, we have 4 pattern giveaways for this podcast. All the patterns come from Amanda Rake Cole Designs. And if you remember, I actually test knit the mitts for her, which let me just give you an update on the mitts. So I finished the one. I picked up the other one the other day. I was like, oh, I'm going to knock this out really quick. That'll be my 3rd FO. You know, it's going to be a quick one. Well, it would have been a quick one had I not messed up my stitch count. So I got to look at them again. It's either I've got to figure it out, which will be interesting because of the way the pattern is, like the stitch pattern, or I just need to rip it out and restart it.
Yeah.
Which, you know me, will probably be the option rather than fussing and mussing. So you guys have seen those mitts before. Well, she came out with a whole collection. There's socks, there's a hat, there's a cowl, there's mitts. So we are going to give away one of each pattern. So the first one is Bray's Funhouse Mitts, which is the ones that I did, which I need to remember to actually link to her pattern. I have not done that. I'm a bad test knitter. Like, I'll get a test knit done quick as can be. I'm bad about Ravelry. I won't even lie. Never put projects on there, or very rarely. The next one is Bray's Funhouse Hat, and it looks like, oh, it has a nice variety. It runs all the way from baby to extra large. The third pattern we'll be giving away is the Bray's Funhouse Cowl. And then the fourth one is the Bray's Funhouse Socks.
It's cute that it's on self-striping.
So, to enter to win these, actually I had my husband figure this out because normally I'm like, just leave a comment.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's make it a little bit more interesting. And he said, since it had something to do with patterns, that we're giving away patterns, let's have it involve something about a pattern. So, to enter to win one of these 4 patterns, comment below with who is your favorite designer. Because that might give us some ideas as far as different designers we haven't necessarily tried or seen their designs. So with that, it might be interesting.
Yeah.
So to enter, comment below.
Yeah.
Some of your, like, at least name one of your favorite designers. Let us know. And if, you know, if it's a designer that, like, you love, love, love a certain pattern, put the designer's name and the pattern so we can check it out.
Right, yeah.
It gives us ideas, so.
And also help them, you know, get some traffic to their shops, too.
Exactly. Okay, you want to start with whips?
Sure.
Do you have some
now
of
I get to
those?
show something?
Yay.
No.
I don't have a whole lot of whips, I'll be honest.
I got, what, 4?
I might have that many. Yeah, I have 4.
Okay. Alright, so this is the throw over, which you guys have seen before. I am using, actually I have the Cascade, just the 2020 Superwash. Of course, this is a number, so I would say it's more like an autumn or a pumpkin, the main color that I'm using. And then my colorways are in a cream, a olive green, and a blue. But I think the last time I showed it, I was only, which I need to do a better job.
I was just like, where's your progress keeper, Karen?
I know. After the podcast, I plan on putting progress keepers on there, little hooks on there. But I would say I've done like a good 3 or 4 inches since the last time we podcast. So it's making a lot of progress. Love it.
This one, guys.
My daughter came home and we started binge watching a show together, and it was one of those shows where it was like a reality show competition thing, so I really didn't have to pay attention. So
I'll just sit here and hand you things the
I
whole time.
just kept a knitting as we were watching it together Friday night when she came home.
So I got you guys. Now you'll be able to see how much work she's actually doing.
Yep. You can hold. Now you can really hold me accountable.
I don't know why this thing doesn't want to shut. Oh. Gotta be smarter than the case.
Yep.
Once you do that, I'll let you keep going for a couple.
So yeah, that's by Andrea Mallory. If you guys don't know, it's the throwover, which is basically the sweater version of her throwback. Perfect.
Yeah, you worked on that last time when you were here.
Yeah, because now I'm at the just keep knitting, just keep knitting, just keep knitting part.
No, she didn't sing that the whole time.
No, I did not. But
We were watching podcast.
yeah, my needle's just a click. Brett would complain because they click. These ones.
Well, he knows like
are
which
noisy.
needles. If I use my Nova Plantinas, he's always like, "Oh, you got those noisy needles." But if I'm using like my signatures or my zings, you don't hear a word out of them. Like they all click, but some of them, depending on the needle shaft, are a little bit noisier than others.
Yeah. There we go. That's it.
What else you got?
Okay.
Figure it's in my voice a little bit.
There you go. I have a pair of socks I've made private, and of course I don't have a.
Yeah. Oh, I got. Hold on.
Yeah, I know. She's ready for me.
There, I'm like switching up your colors.
Yeah.
So it stands out.
So, colorway is Grackle, and it's by Desert Vista Dye Works. Self-striping. I love it. It's really pretty colorway. I actually dropped down to 60 stitches versus the 64 stitches I normally use.
Well, didn't we decide that was the yarn?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Lately, I've been at the verge of... I'm already using like a 1. So I really don't want to go down to a 0 and have it cause pain. And have to put more stitches on. So...
Now, see,
it could be some because, I've loosened up as I
experience more pain using a larger needle.
It's not so much like in my hand pain. It's because of how tight when I go to knit that I hold this.
You're clenching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's horrible.
Don't make me laugh.
It's horrible. Anyways, 2 at a time, toe up, vanilla socks. Lately, I've been doing Afterthought. I did.
Do you want to, when you're doing socks, have this discussion as well?
Yeah. We had a lot of questions after the last podcast.
Mm-hmm. A lot of comments. I had people actually private message me and ask me as well.
Where did you learn?
What sock patterns do you guys use? Yeah. Neither one of us really use a pattern. They're vanilla socks. We do, well, she goes back and forth. We use the seam-free rounded toe. It's a free toe pattern on Ravelry. Mm-hmm. Then I'll let you explain the rest.
Yeah, so one of our group members, Wendy, she was the big sock knitter, huge sock knitter. And
none of the rest of us knew how to knit them.
No, none of us did. And she actually writes patterns too. At one point she had a podcast. She hasn't done that in quite some time.
She doesn't write patterns, I don't think, much anymore neither, because she made all of her patterns free now. Yeah,
all of her patterns are free. Is she Route 45 now? The Road to Knitting? Or is that the name of the...
I don't know. That's why I put... They can find it if they look this up or this.
It's a basic toe-up sock. The sizes are teen, adult size. She gives some examples in here. She's updated this pattern.
Mm-hmm. The pattern actually in parts of it is kind of funny. She'll be like, "Okay, you've made it through this section. Grab your glass of wine."
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. It was
this.
Don't give up now.
Yeah. The most commonly asked question and most frequently asked question that I get about my socks is, what heel do I use?
Mm-hmm.
The heel that is in this pattern is the heel that I use.
we
because
both
that's
learned
how we
on.
learned
Yeah,
on
we
it.
both learned on it.
I know exactly where to start it.
Yep.
For my size foot. It's a no, I don't have to look at anything.
Yep.
It's easy for me. So I have done afterthought ones before, but this is the one that I tend to gravitate towards.
Yeah, and she actually, Wendy was great that she actually taught us, and she actually did this one for me. I think one of our, get-togethers, she had bought placemats from, just like Walmart, any of
98
your,
cents.
98-cent placemats, just the vinyl-ish kind, and traced my foot.
And I think she
And
kind of
then
goes through that in
actually
the pattern.
marked, and she does give a description. She also has an interesting pattern that I printed and still haven't knit. Which is, it starts at the heel instead of the toe. It's just like it's a cuffless sock. And she also goes through the whole process of how you measure and everything. So this is a great concept to do if you're not knitting for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a family member or a friend that you're wanting to knit a sock for and you're not quite for sure, and they tell you, oh, I wear this shoe size, which is great. My daughter...
But you don't know about the width.
Right. My daughter, from wearing heels... her width is a lot wider than what I normally would even do for myself. But as you knit, that's the great thing about this is just like one of the sock rulers,
Mm-hmm.
you can just slide it in. And you can A, see if it fits. And 2, you can check for where you need to start your actual heel for this pattern. And any really toe up
Yes and no. I'm going to disagree
heel
with it.
flap for the most
I
part.
was just saying, not an afterthought.
No, not an afterthought. No, it won't work for an afterthought. Yeah, you could try that, but it'll be pretty short.
It'll be short, yes. I added on 2 more inches to my sock for the afterthought,
Mm-hmm.
and it was still too short.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Afterthought's a whole nother league of its own.
Yeah, so now I do afterthoughts for the most part. And initially I would use a waste yarn to go across. But now I don't even do that. I just mark it with a little stitch marker on one side, and then I kind of eyeball it. Sometimes if I forget, I even take some of my other socks that I haven't blocked yet. I compare them and just like, this works. So,
She's better than me because I don't believe in blocking socks. So you block
I don't
them
ever really block.
You block them on your feet.
Just a pair I haven't, really worn and stretched out or washed.
Sock blockers for me are just display.
Yeah.
So
I use Chagoo, but I know you use a couple of different ones.
Yeah. I started out on Chagoo's. I switched over to Zings, and now for the most part I use Signatures. Well, unless I've broken them all.
Yeah.
Which I did get my needle replacements. They did send me longer needle tips. So I will probably this week be casting on a new pair to see how those are as far as right now. The ones that I have right where the join is hits right here on the palm of my hand,
Mm-hmm.
and they're suspecting that's why my joint's breaking.
Yeah. And the way it's breaking. Yeah.
Fingers crossed that that's it. I mean, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
So.
I like Haya-Haya's.
Mm-hmm.
She has a love-hate relationship with them.
I have permanent scars on my fingers. I'm not much for their cords neither.
That is the only problem with them. I love the sharpness of to knit socks. The Haya Sharps, I love them to knit socks with, except that the cords don't last. They kind of kink up a little bit. Not kind of. They do. They kink up. I want to say that was the first set of needles I had my family get for me.
I bought a sock set of Hayas, and I think I don't even think I made it through a whole entire sock with them. And I ended up a year or two ago giving the whole set to Alisha because I'm just like, no.
Yep.
Don't care for them at all.
Yeah.
And everybody's preference is different as far as needles go. So, yeah. And it'll change, too, throughout your whole time you're knitting. You know, you're never going to start off, well, rarely going to start off with one needle that, you know, you absolutely love and continue to love that after trying other needles.
Right. And sometimes it depends on the project you're doing and the yarn you're using, whether or not, you know, there's been a couple of projects where the yarn I've been using that I switched to wooden, which I'm not a big, huge fan of.
I can't.
That is probably my ultimate last. I do have 2 pairs of Chagu bamboo that I do use because they're the bigger, they're like 13s and 15s or whatever. But for the most part, I'm a metal girl.
Yeah, I can honestly say you will never see me knit with a pair of wood needles. I can't stand them.
If I'm at that point, I've gone through all my needles.
You've gone through all my needles too, where I don't have the size. Because you're here once a week. It's not like we can, you know. I need to just bitch. I need to teach you my system and my needles, so you can just come in here and get them yourself. Which my new organization system that I had showed you guys with my needles, as far as the container I had purchased, and then the colored penciled case
container. Yeah.
For my DPNs, I love. Like, I can actually find everything very well. Things are very easy to put away, so I actually tend to put them away versus just throwing them here or there.
or leaving them in a bag. Yeah.
I do have some needles up on my sewing table I need to put away because I did empty a couple bags, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So, okay. I am working on a pair of socks, well, as you can tell. The yarn is Jack Frost from Bad Wolf Girls Sits and Knits. I'm almost to the end of my row. I am using my signature stilettos, which are not my favorite. I like the middies, just because they claim that they're not pointier than the middies, that it's just the length. They're pointier. But they were the only ones I had left that I had not broken. So, I was using them. I've made quite a bit of progress on this because I was down here by the F-bomb. I had just started them last time. So, I didn't work on them a lot, just kind of here and there. I love the yarn. I think it's really pretty.
Yeah, I love the way it's striping. So sparkly.
Okay, so I don't think I've done this yet. Let me just do confession time right now. I don't even know if I told you.
Uh-oh.
This was during my non-buying. I wasn't buying anything, which you guys were probably laughing every time I said that.
When was this?
Yeah, exactly. I was really good last year. I did not buy an advent calendar. I said I wasn't going to buy one this year neither. I kind of compromised. I didn't get the 20-gram one that I really, really wanted. I got the 10-gram one. Okay, but now, in my defense, you guys are going to understand this. Meg of Bad Wolf Girls, Gilmore Girls.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
First off, she has beautiful yarn. I've never had one of her advent calendars, and did I say it? Gilmore Girls. This was a month or two ago. And I went, and I had it in my cart like 3 times and didn't buy it. And then finally one day, I think I was having a bad mood day. And I was upset and I was crying that day. And I'm just going to buy this.
and it made it feel all better.
No, not all better,
really.
But yeah. So that was my confession. I have an advent calendar coming. Okay, I'll do this one really quick because it's going to be really super quick. I didn't do much. Potluck pullover. You guys have seen it 100 times. Honeybee Knits yarn from past advent calendars. Which side has the progress keeper?
Over there.
That's the side I show then. Not a whole. I hate that. Here we go. Not too much. What?
Really an inch?
About an inch. That's it. I know. It just... This is not a priority. This is a kind of in-between knitting. Like when I was waiting for you, I pulled this out and started knitting on it.
Yeah.
That's when I did the inch. I'm not even going to lie about it. I did an inch really quick before I came but it's coming out beautiful.
You did that whole freaking shawl, which would have probably been 5 inches on it.
That shawl I was so mad at the other night because if I would have not finished that shawl and just worked on this, I probably would be on the sleeves right now. Which,
Yeah.
FYI, I wanna show you this. Okay, so I actually really need to try this on.
You haven't done that yet?
No.
That would make
And
sense.
do you want to ask me the other question that people are wondering?
What's that?
Did I swatch?
Oh.
No.
Neither one of us ever done that one
No.
either. Yeah,
But-
don't ask for advice on sweaters.
Yeah,
with
no.
us. Nope.
So I look at the size. Basically, I know what my measurement is. Sometimes I'll double check it because, well,
Mhm.
And then I look at the sizes, and I'm always in between sizes.
Mhm.
Always. So then, most people will be like, well, there's stretch, and there's this. But then there's me that's like, well, I like things roomy. So I tend to always think I need bigger than what I need.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like things roomy. Okay, so when I held this up and looked at it, I'm like, oh, that doesn't look bad at all.
No, not
Okay.
quite, but
Look at these sleeves. Look at these sleeves. Like, I'm serious. I could,
what size are you doing? Large?
I don't know. I don't need to DPN these sleeves. I'm going to be able to just knit in around. I mean, I know there's going to be decreases. Don't get me wrong. Let me look and see what size I'm doing. It might be a large. I don't know. Let's just... No, I'm doing a medium.
Wow.
Which... Yeah, I probably should have done the small. Well, no, not really. It says this garment is to be worn with 8 to 10 inches of positive ease. Okay? So, realistically, I would be between... No, I would be... My last measurement. I'm in between the first two sizes, the extra small and the small,
Mm-hmm.
for my chest size. But then they're saying with 8 to 10 inches.
On top of that.
So, I went up to the medium. Okay? See my math skills here?
You went to Bradley. Only the people here would understand that. We both went there.
People are over going, what in the world? Okay, so I know it's going to be larger in the girl area.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I can't stand anything hugging my little tummy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't everybody need to see my rolls? So I would rather it be bigger
Mm-hmm.
than hugging me.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I won't be, when I block this, it's going to be a half block, honestly.
Yeah.
There won't be no stretching of it or anything. I will be very careful about that. But obviously, like, the neckline is got to be pinned down. It's going to be a probably spritz the first time.
Yeah.
After that, yeah, it'll get a soak, but it will not be picked up like this so it stretches or anything like that.
Well, you might even, if you're worried about the sleeves, you might get, not that we're giving sweater
Yeah, we're not giving sweater advice.
advice at all. But is there, when you go down to the ribbing, you go down to the smaller size? Because if there is, I would say pick up your sleeves with the smaller size needle. Because there's not a whole lot in terms of the sleeve, right?
No, it has a good sleeve on it.
Short sleeve, but yeah.
And they do have you do quite a few decreases, I saw. I think we used one size needle and everything. Hold on. Needle tip. No, we do go down on there's not much of a difference really when you look from a 3 to a 5.
Either that or after you pick up that first row, go ahead and do a decrease right away.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't already call for it.
Yeah.
Knit one time around. And
I want to say this is a paid-for pattern, so I can't totally just be like blah 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 blah. I hope I'm on the right page. Let's see. You're instantly decreasing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you knit one round,
mm-hmm.
and then bam, you're decreasing.
Yeah. So then I would go to the smaller size needle.
So, right how many decreases are we doing?
That might help.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. No, you don't decrease much. They're only having to decrease 4 stitches. Why bother? I'm sorry. Wow. Okay. Yeah,
well,
so
it will be roomy enough for you to wear a top under, like something light underneath if you want to, too.
The plan is just a tank top.
Mm-hmm.
But, overall, it doesn't look...
No, it doesn't look extra wide.
Look really wide. So, I'm thinking it's going to be good. But then when I looked at those sleeves earlier, and I was like, holy moly. That's okay. I don't like tight sleeves neither, so that's fine with me. That's one of my biggest complaints on some of the LuLaRoe tops,
mm-hmm.
is their sleeves are tight.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm very casual. I like to be loose and comfy.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
T-shirts.
So, what have you guys learned? Don't ask us about sweater knitting.
Socks we're good on.
We can talk with you about socks, but we can't talk with you about sweaters. But the funny thing is I have probably a good another, 8 to 10 more sweater quantities.
Yeah.
But you guys see how long it takes me to knit a sweater? So.
Because that's really my my first actual official sweater, because the first one I did was a cardigan.
That's not true. You've made sweaters for Peanut.
Yeah.
You want to show something else?
Sure. Speaking of Peanut, that's a good lead way into this. Because I think I did end up doing some more on this too the last time.
Yeah, when you were here, you did.
Yep,
you took it out.
I did. Yeah. And I have.
Look at me. I'm like, what color will stand?
So we're making quite some progress. This is also my advent calendar from Honeybee Knits. Of course, she doesn't die anymore, but this is a free pattern on Ravelry called Maxi Top Dresses for Babies by Elena Noel.
Ow.
There's that.
Just jabbed myself with your thing. I set it on my leg for you, and I jabbed myself as I did it.
So yeah, I'm holding 2 skeins together for the main, and then and also in 2 different colorways for the. So I'm on basically the skirt. So I've made quite a bit of progress. It's hard to tell how much it's increasing right now because of the length of my cable. See all my.
You still haven't changed
Ding,
that?
ding, 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 ding. No.
It's just going to stay on there, right?
Yeah. We'll just do that.
I gave you a yellow one or a green one. I thought that might stand out better.
Yep. Cool.
Look, Karen's going all professional now, guys.
I act like I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Oh,
I was going to say, I started to talk about it, and then I totally got sidetracked with my sweater. So, the reason why I was mad with my Cozy Up shawl the other night was Friday night. Night Owl Fibers was doing a virtual knit night, and I hopped on that. Of course, I was late because I can't read. I have vision issues, if you didn't know this. So I saw the post that morning. I'm like, oh, good. Okay, it's today. It's at 8 o'clock. All right. Mm-hmm. So about 7 o'clock, I was like, I think last time they got on there early. Maybe I should look and see if they have a new post or anything, So I go there and pull it up again. I go, oh, it started at 6?
Darn it.
So whatever. So I got on there and I'm like, oh, I know while I'm on there, I'm gonna get that finished. Like that more much, and I was just decreasing. No. As fast as I was knitting, I swear it was going nowhere. It was like last time I was on there, I knit over half a pair of socks. Yeah. I couldn't finish that freaking shawl on there for nothing.
Yep.
I was so angry. Whatever.
You got any more whips?
I do.
I have one more.
I got 2. Okay, this one I don't have much on neither. This one, the reason for it was I was kind of waiting to be finished with my Cozy Up shawl because it took the same needles, and I had a pair of Zing fixed needles that I was using on this project.
Yeah.
With the lace work and the join on the fixed ones, I couldn't slide it.
Yeah.
So I was using Zings on the Cozy Up, but it was my interchangeable set.
Mm.
And the joins are much better on the interchangeable versus the fixed ones. So now I'm able to transfer it over.
Yeah.
It's the Mother's Prayer, which is the mystery knit along, which is no longer a mystery. I'm just kind of plucking. I'm on clue. Not that one. I might have left it in the living room. I'm on clue 3. That's what clue I'm on. 3. I'm not in a rush. This is also a gift for somebody, so. And it wasn't for Mother's Day, so I'm not late.
Good thing.
Happy Little Yarn. Just a Girl. Hypnotic Yarn. Somebody Loves Me. Attached to somewhere. This one, I can't show it really well because I have it on the longest cord, and it's still just too long for this cord. Yeah. It's gonna be a big one, guys. So that's where I was at last time. So I did get some work done on the lace. That's about it. I mean, I just switched the needles over though today. So I did that today.
You just switched them, or you actually knit a row?
I switched them, and then I knit from the Progress Keeper up to here.
Okay.
Hadn't touched it since the last podcast until today. So.
Today, she did an inch on her sweater. You following this, people? She did that much on a shawl that she just picked up today.
Okay, if we're going to talk about this then, I wove in my ends on Peanut's sweater, and I wove in the ends on my Cozy Up shawl as well.
Oh, I don't even attempt to try to keep up.
This is just how I am. You know that, Karen.
That's fine.
Oh,
I love you anyways.
Oh, I mean, what else you got?
If I had time to just keep knitting, knitting.
I just sit there and watch some shows, which I finished all the seasons of House.
I got into Designated Survivor on Netflix. The problem with that is I haven't seen it, and it's like I find myself watching it more than I am knitting. So it kind of like I can sit there and watch episode after episode, but it's like good. So I'm paying attention to it.
It's kind of, I had said that last time when I was watching House. I found I was getting involved in his cases and was like, what I just knit? But I made it through all of them, so now I don't have that.
Okay, you guys have seen this one before. It's called Silverleaf. It is a paid for pattern. I switched my needles. Woohoo! And I've done this last section with the yarn overs and knit about an inch on it, and it, increased along the way. I think I'm about like 2 sections away from where I do the actual leaf pattern itself.
I'm just the assistant.
Yeah. That's good too, because I have one that's it's a different color because I have one that shows the right
Yeah,
side and the
I
wrong
tried.
side.
I tried to pay attention.
So I know now that the needles I have are not like tarnished like the other ones were. That was weird. Toss those puppies in it. Thank you.
Well, we actually remembered. We almost forgot when we were done
we're like,
podcasting.
oh!
Then I was like, wait a second, Karen, what size needles did you need?
Yeah. So I know the last time I did not show my colorways that I'm using. It's by Deep Dyed Yarns. It's her Sport, 80% superwash, 20% nylon, 320 yards. This one's called Sturgis, which I haven't gotten to yet, so I'm excited to get to that color. And then this color here is called Summer Berries, which is like a purpley mauvey, which is so both of them are so totally me. So that's it.
I knew you were going to stop talking when I was in the middle of a row.
I timed it.
I'm like, seriously, that's all she has to say about that? Okay, so my next whip is actually the design I've been working on. And I kind of got sidetracked with it, which is why not a whole lot else got done. Because it's very potato chippy. And I actually could have had it done. Like, the pattern is written. I just, need to type it out. Even though the actual... Well, no, not really. I need to change something at the end, which remind me I want to ask you about.
Okay.
But at any rate, neither here nor there. I was making it out of... I'm not even going to try to show you guys. I'll do it this way. A mini skein set from Arkansas Yarn. That's the best way I know how to do it. I'll try not to drop any stitches. It's a cow. You think you can stretch out that one section maybe? So you can see the... pull. There you go.
Full stretch.
Yes. So, got a flame chevron repeat in there. So, it's coming along. I've got... 6, 8... I'm on the 9th color out of 12. I could have knocked that out very quickly, but...
I can see Alisha wearing that completely.
Yeah, the colors
The bright
are
colors.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So, there's that. I have it in my ginger snap bag. That my granddaughter discovered. Oh my gosh, she was so
That was so
cute.
hilarious.
I missed the picture of her. At one point, she had it like this. She had it on the ground, and she's going like this. I go, oh, do you like Grandma's bag? And she goes, and she bent over, and she kissed the glittery, like the shiny part. So adorable. Yeah, the minute that kid woke up and she saw that bag sitting on the couch, she was like, she was carrying it all over the house. It was really cute.
Bigger than her still.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, I can see my bag's gonna be confiscated at some point, I'm sure. Was that all your whips?
Yes.
All right, let's do coupon codes really quick, and then we can do you did want to do sock pattern. We did that. Okay, you laugh. Fellow podcasters, it's sad. These are our notes. That's it.
Mm-hmm. They're not my notes. They're her notes.
And literally, it's remind me. All it says is Wendy sock pattern giveaways, and coupon codes.
Short and sweet.
We're very organized around here. I'm telling you. Do you want to do coupon codes this time?
Sure.
That's the batch.
Okay. Okay. Got your time mark?
Yep.
Okay. Lollipop Girl Yarns on Etsy. This is good on her hand-dyed yarn and patterns. No D-stash. KFB 15 for 15% off on hand-dyed yarn. Okay. Then we have 2 for Amanda. The first one is Skyly Knit Fiber Arts on Etsy. Let's see. Where's this one? Which was?
It's the same code.
For both of them?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
the difference of the percentage.
Okay, and then also she, you can find her on Amanda Rate Cole on Ravelry. KFB19 is good for 20% off in her Ravelry shop and 15% off in her Etsy shop. Let's get that in here.
Oh, skip that one
Forgot on that
for
one?
now because I forgot to contact. You know what? Go ahead and give it. And I'm gonna say we do not know if this one still works because she is not on Etsy. She is now on her own website. I meant to contact Carrie and I forgot. So I'm not sure if it carried over to the actual website or not, but we'll go ahead and give it just in case and you can try it.
So she's still showreelstudios.com.
Showreel Studios. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The code is, well, what we have is KFB20, and you can get 20% off their entire order if they drop the code in when they check out.
Maybe I'll contact her before next time.
Yep. Cherry Pie Cottage, Etsy. If you spend $100, you get 10% off using discount 100.
Yeah, bottom.
Tiddly Bakes. I'm like, I know she's not that anymore.
No.
10% off. Where's the freaking code?
It's circled, hon. Right there.
Oh, here it is. This is why she doesn't use me for this part.
I'm just trying to save my voice.
Right? 10% off code using KFB10. And that's Tiddly Bakes. And the last one is Falling Cable Hat by Loopy Stitcher Designs. The actual...
I was like...
the code you use when you check out is Time to Knit. The pattern's called Falling Cable Hat. I've had quite a few people pick up on that. And when it comes time, because I haven't had a whole lot of people besides myself, at the time I wasn't on Ravelry when I had test knitters actually test it. So I have a couple of pictures that I've done. This one is of my daughter, and this is a Night Owl fiber yarn that I use, which is self-striping. The original pattern and the whole reason for it was for my husband, because I just could not really find something that I really wanted for the yarn I was using to be able to show up. And so it's very universal. But depending on how long you knit it, really is on who it's gonna fit.
Snap. I did. Snap. Let me say that again. Snap. I forgot to contact Ray. Ray. Okay. We need you to go get this pattern and knit it for Karen, please.
Oh yeah, please.
I was gonna message you before now, but I know you're watching, so go download it.
Yeah, that'd be great because
you like your hat.
Yeah. Yep.
You could wind up more yarn with your special drill adapter. That'll get them.
There you go.
Alrighty then. You want to show us your spending? Because I know you got something.
0 yet. I ordered, but it hasn't come in.
Girl!
It's not my fault.
You're killing me with these zeros.
I actually ordered from 2 different for my own Mother's Day. One was just on Saturday. The last one was last week. I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, okay. So,
which kind of surprised me, but I did go on to the Maryland Sheep Festival Facebook and went through there and got a couple of skeins from Bumblebee Fiber.
okay, so I might have ordered this as a birthday present for myself. Read what that says. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in buying presents for yourself in case you need permission. I give it. All right, so I had an order come in from Susan, Desert Vista Dye Works.
I guess so, girl.
Well, not all. This is
Okay.
three. Only
Okay.
3. All right, so, oh, you're coming undone, my pretty. Why? Okay, what is this one? Speckled jelly beans. Oh, I actually saw this one knit up. That's why I got it.
That's pretty.
Because it's really pretty knit up. And of course, I got all these on Sparkle because, well, why wouldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
And then I got pink roses, just because it's roses.
Yep. Anything with roses.
Which is just pretty. And then this, I think is
she's a delicate flower.
I am. And then I think this one's my favorite. Laser tag.
There you go.
That is going to be gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, sparkle.
I know, right? I'm actually thinking about having Brett cake this one up. He's my official caker. He even caked up my mom's yarn for Mother's Day. And then I received an early birthday present. Because, yay, why not, right? This is the first of, I think she told me there was 2 more packages that are coming directly to my house. And then another package from her. So, this is from Polka Dot Creek. And it is the sock set. And it's I Smell Snow. Gilmore Girls reference.
Of course.
Of course.
Almost bought that for you, but I was like, oh.
Laura knew I would love this.
Yeah, we need to have a discussion.
Well, at least you found out before you
literally. I was like,
ordered
that weekend that day, I had actually gone to the shop and messaged you and asked, have you bought any yarn lately?
And I told you,
you said no.
3 skeins of Desert Vista Dye Works.
And I was like, cool. And I was like, I was out there and I was like, I had it in my cart and I'm like, Laura's probably going to buy it for me.
Yeah, Laura attends.
That night, I kid you not, that weekend, I was on Zoom with her and she does one of these with her back and I see it and I was like,
well, this
good thing I didn't get it.
This one, she actually had her send right to me. She ordered one for herself, too.
Okay, I seen it, and I was like, she bought that, because I know she's a huge Gilmore fan, too. I'm like, she bought that for herself, and she bought it definitely for you.
Yeah. Well, and it's so funny, because it came in the mail, and I'm like, Polka Dot Creek. I ordered from her. No, I got that order. I ordered anything from her. And I'm going, and then, I'm pulling up my phone. I'm like, no, I got my order from her. I could be opening the package instead of,
right.
So I open it and there's no note or anything in it. So, but then I flip it over and I see I Smell Snow and I went, Laura. I'm like, I'm assuming you sent this to me? She's like, yep. So that was...
Yeah, it's kind of making it a little hard to do the whole shopping thing with the whole,
Well, you want to hear something really funny was, my husband informed me the other night, he has my birthday present already. Okay, here's the bad thing of it. I actually took it in off the porch. So he tells me, he's like, well, you brought it in. I'm like, well, I didn't know.
Tell me it's not as seen on TV.
No. He said it is not anything tech, and it is nothing knitting, and that I will never guess.
Wow.
So stay tuned, folks. We'll let you know.
So it's still out there if it wasn't as seen on TV. Telling you.
So, that's all I got this time.
Yep.
Now, I don't think I have any more yarn coming. I did order Truckers Progress Keepers today because a lady was having a 50% off sale. And it wasn't my fault. It's because my sister sent it to me. She's like, hey, look at this. And I'm like, well, I bought myself a birthday present already. Oh, I have another. I have a bag coming from Ginger Snap. Whimsy and Sassy. Is that
Oh, I think I've seen them before.
I think that's it. Whimsy and Sassy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're also out of Canada.
On Etsy.
But the sale will be done by the time you see this podcast.
Yeah.
I did order a skinny yarn from Cherry Pie Cottage. I actually see it sitting over there. I cannot show it though because it is a gift. And she watches. So there goes that.
Yep.
That happens sometimes. Like if I know the person doesn't watch, I go ahead and show it on here.
Yeah.
Even though, it's a gift, but
So we already have plans for in the fall if they cancel more.
oh, it's being canceled.
Yeah.
Right now we're on hold as far as Stitches Midwest. They are not going to make an announcement whether it's been canceled or not. They said by June 1st. It's being canceled.
Yeah.
Hate to burst everybody's
More than
bubbles.
especially in Illinois.
Yeah. All the surrounding states around us are opening. Illinois has not even let up hardly at all. Like it's just the
very
same.
little.
Yeah. It's the same.
Till the end of the month.
It's going to be extended.
I'm sure.
That's okay. By the 20th, my birthday, Indiana will be pretty much, like most of them are open anyways, right? Most of Indiana right now. So, I'm going to go over to Lowell and eat at Dairy Queen and have my chicken strips and gravy. I'm so easily pleased, aren't I, guys? I was telling Alisha and Phil that, and they were thinking, I had like this
Big
restaurant,
yeah.
And I whip out, yeah, we're going to go to Dairy Queen.
Did you see where Fuddruckers closed?
There's a lot of stuff is closed that will not be opening again.
Reopening.
Ask me about Joliet later.
Okay.
Okay. Because we're finishing up, so we're not going to finish on a downside, and that sort of thing.
I still get to see my daughter. She came down to see me. I've put a few posts on Facebook of her singing lately. They just happen to be popping up. My son graduated from college. He has a job down south in Potomac as an elementary music teacher for K through 8. So I'm excited for that. So I really want the stores open so that I can go shopping for him. It's not as exciting as yarn. But I can substitute retail therapy for just about anything.
Don't wait on Illinois is all I'm saying. Just buy online.
Yeah, but that's not quite. I mean, some of this, some of the stuff, it's not that big of a deal since it's for an apartment that we'll be getting it for him. But I really just want to go freaking shopping.
I mean, my work's open if you want to go shopping.
I actually have not been doing any of the grocery shopping. I have let my husband and son both do that since I work at home and I do school at home. So there's no reason for me to really go out and about. So occasionally when I get frustrated, I go out for a drive. But yeah, like this is like, my husband's like, you're going there so early. I'm like, yep,
gotta go.
Gotta go.
Happy Mother's Day to me.
I spent time with my mom this morning. I cut her hair. And that was my Mother's Day gift to her. And then I went home, went to go take a nap, and I messaged her. I'm like, so, normal time? And she's like, well, I'm ready anytime. I'm like, well, the hubby made me dinner. So I'm like, all right, when we're done with that, I'll come on over.
I'm an early eater.
My husband was like, it was before even 5 o'clock, and he's like, you're leaving already? Oh, yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, I just stopped by my mom's house and dropped off her gift in between the doors and then came home. I cleaned the rabbit's cage and then I immediately made my dinner. So by 2 o'clock I was eating. I typically only eat one meal a day, so
yeah.
By the time I get off work, and for some reason I had been hungry since like 10:15 this morning. So
yeah.
And we were doing separate meals today. He had leftover pizza and I had leftover steak for steak tacos.
Mm-hmm.
So we just did our own thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, ain't much been going on.
Nope.
Ain't much can go on.
Yeah, I've been cruising Etsy quite a bit lately.
Yeah, haven't we all?
Just haven't pulled the trigger on a couple of things.
Actually, I've been pretty. You need help? I'll hit that button for you.
So I had to. You guys you will appreciate this. So I told her that last week, because the Maryland Sheep and Wool festival was supposed to happen. So they, tried to do their online thing, and so I came downstairs and said to my husband and my son, I'm like, just to forewarn you, I'm buying yarn. Both of them without losing. I'm like, do you really need any? I said, what's your point?
Yeah. Well, we already decided when they say Stitches Midwest is canceled.
Yeah.
I have that whole weekend off, so Karen's just coming over.
Yep.
We're gonna sit on the couch. Each of us will have a laptop.
Yep.
And we'll do the virtual one. And I'll be like, "Hey, I'm in booth."
Shit, I'm gonna go to the next one.
We'll make our own.
Look at this colorway. You check it out. Yep.
Hey, can you see if they have that in sparkle?
So that's a plan. You know what I mean? It's like, yep.
Desperate times.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll definitely support the dyers.
Yes.
When it comes to that.
Well, and that's kind of what got me off of. I really hadn't been purchasing a lot of yarn this year.
Yeah.
And then I have been buying a little bit here and there just because there's been a lot of festivals canceled. And
I have money just sitting there waiting for these festivals, people.
yeah. Well, that happens. So, all right. So we will see you guys in well, let me do reminders first. Pattern giveaways, 4 patterns, 4 chances to win. Who's your favorite designer? If you want to really please us, if you have a favorite pattern by them, let us know.
Yep.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will see you. Oh, forgot to remind them, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Hit the little alarm bell. That way you know when we have new content up. Give us a thumbs up. And then we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.